Thank you. I want to take you back to the summer of 2002. I am 19 years old and I'm in Jamaica, in Kingston. I'm just in the beginning of my athlete career and I'm convinced that I'm ready. But what I don't know is that soon my world will be turned upside down. In a few weeks, I will win my first senior championship in Munich, the European Championship. And from that day, my life will change. I will become invincible. From that day, no one would ever beat me in an heptathlon again. I will win 2 European Championship, 3 World Championship, and 1 Olympic gold medal. All within 6 years and all in a row. And this will change my life. My world will spin faster and crazier than ever before. But I don't know that yet. I'm in Jamaica, looking forward for a new Junior World Championship. And this competition in Jamaica will give me an insight that will help me through the coming weeks, through the coming years. It will help me through the rest of my life. But I don't know that yet. But I know that now. The Junior World Championship in Jamaica is my second one. 2 years earlier, I won my first gold as a 17-year-old girl. And now everyone believes I'm going to win again. And the first day, the 4 events, goes great. I'm in the lead and I'm having so much fun on the track. Because having fun and the joy, that is my fuel, my oxygen, my purpose with my sport. Since I was a child, my parents had taught me that to have fun and to do your very best, that's the most important thing. That's always good enough. The thing is, I also love to compete, to perform. First of all, against myself, of course, but also against other competitors. But I know that if I focus on the other things first, the happiness, doing my best, having fun, I will get the most energy. That will bring me forward in the best way. However, sometimes focusing on a specific result is inevitable. The pressure from the outside is there. How should I handle this? Because for me, medals and results are secondly or even further down on the list that I want to focus on. But sometimes people around me reminds me all the time that the medal and the result is the only thing that really matters to perform and be the best. How should I handle that kind of pressure? Second day in Kingston. The 2 first events goes great, and I'm ready for the final 800-meter run. Before the race, I get the information that I have the opportunity to beat the world record, the junior world record. This is, of course, an opportunity I want to capture, but suddenly I feel like I'm losing the control. Because suddenly I have the pressure to do a specific result. And I don't like that very much. I just want to have fun. But of course, I want to run that time. And in the warm-up, outside the stadium, I feel I'm losing control. The nervousness is taking a hold of me. It's the only thing I can think of. That I have to do this result. I'm losing the connection to my mind. I'm losing the connection to my psychological health and what I want to do. I'm just thinking about performing and the result I have to do. So I'm a bit shaky. But then I walk into the stadium and something happens. Because the stadium in Jamaica, in Kingston, is nearly full. And that is very unusual for a junior championship. And what's more unusual is that the people in the crowd, they are singing and dancing and playing drums. And the atmosphere is just crazy and filled with happiness. And suddenly I realized this is what's great with sport. The connection, the happiness between the crowd and the competitors. I feel like I have a heavy backpack on my back walking into the stadium, but as I walk to the starting line, it's getting easier and easier. I do my first warm-up run, the first curve, 100 meters. When I walk back, I see in the stands group of people, they are dancing and they are playing drums and they are having so much fun. And I just want a piece of that. So I stop for a while, I look up to them and I start dancing with them. Well, not so good as the Jamaicans do, but I do my best. And they see that and they love it and they think it's great that I taken the time of my preparations to see them and to dance with them. I walk back and I do one more run up. And when I walk back, same procedure again. I stop and I start to dance with them. And more people see this and the crowd is getting crazy and brings me so much energy. So when I walk back to the starting line again, I feel the backpack is very easy. I put it off. And then suddenly the whistle is blowing and I'm getting ready for my final event, the 800 meters. My career has taught me a lot of lessons. And in Jamaica, I got to find a tool that I used through my career as an athlete and also in my life in general. My world was spinning faster. I had to change. I had to react on the world. I had to learn more about myself, how I wanted to live my life and how I wanted to be as an athlete. I had to change, but I also wanted to keep the way I am. I wanted to keep my pure spirit. And in Jamaica, I found something that I call the focus switch. And I will tell you more about that one. Because now we're standing in front of challenges. Positive changes. We have technology that would probably be part of the solution in the future. Poverty is getting lower, more children goes to school. Countries are developing. But we also have a lot of changes in the world and challenges that we have to think of. And sometimes we get stuck in our wheels and not reflecting over our lives and what we want to do and about our habits so that we don't take the time to change and to see what we have, what kind of challenges we have. Globally, I of course think of the climate change, terrorism, poverty, unjust society, and so on and so forth. Locally and nationally here in Sweden, we're facing discrimination, racism, unemployment, and mental illness. A lot of people losing their connection to their physical health and their psychology health. And of course, also personally, I see a lot of people are stressed out, they feel bad, they're stuck in a wheel, and they have lost the connection to themselves. For me, the solution when I was heading for challenges as an athlete, my tool was the focus switch. So I will give you one of my tools that I've used as an athlete. It's about having your focus on two different things. You have to sleep as well, of course, but then you're just relaxing and just recovering from your daily life. But during the day, I switched between just to be and to perform. And when I say just to be, that is who you are. When you connect to yourself, when you're finding your core values, when you finding your dreams, your vision, when you connect to yourself, to your mind, and that is how you build your self-esteem and protect your self-esteem. You have to connect to yourself. On the other hand, performing is more connected to what you do in life, to move forward, to make action, to change your habits. And that is maybe more connected to your self-confidence, what you do in life. Not who you are, but what you do. And of course, if I would get stuck in only performance, which I was close to do in Jamaica, I was only thinking about the performance, I risked to lose the connection to myself, to the one I am, to my self-esteem. I'm just in the wheel of thinking of performance and valuing all the time what I do and not the way I am. On the other hand, if I get just stuck in just to be, I might lose the chance to develop myself, to move forward, to make action, to change habits and to change the world, or to change myself and to feel better and to explore life. So for me, the combination is of course the best. An interaction between those two to find the balance and to be able to switch between just to be and to perform. And that I can do that whenever I want, and it's up to me to take control over this. So the ability to switch between just to be and to perform gives me the opportunity for both reflection and action. To move forward in this spinning and changing world, I need time to think. I need time to focus on understanding myself, understanding people around me, understanding the world. But at the same time, I need energy to make action, to really change something. Both myself and the world I live in. So the focus switch for me has been one of the keys to be able to be both close to myself and close to action and to move forward. On your marks. We're back in Jamaica. I'm ready for my 800-meter run. I'm filled with energy. Thanks to the connection with the crowd, I feel filled with energy and happiness, and I'm ready for my race. It also had that chance that the crowd connected to me. So they know that I have the chance to beat the world record. So they try to scream me around these 2 laps. And I really feel I'm having the crowd in my back. Their energy is pushing me. First lap, second lap. And when crossing the finish line, around that time that I had to do, we are all waiting. We're waiting for them to count together the results, to wait and see if it's a new record. We're waiting, but suddenly the speaker announced, "It's a new junior world record." I got crazy, of course, and people got crazy, the crowd got crazy. So I grabbed a Swedish flag and a Jamaican flag, and then I ran the lap of honor with both flags, because I wanted to show the crowd how grateful I was that they gave me the opportunity to switch from focusing on just the performance to just to be in that moment, together with them, with their happiness. And I could bring all that energy that created for me into the performance action and do a great lap with the crowd in my back. So in Jamaica in 2002, I learned to switch. One of the keys for my success as an athlete, but also the key for me as a human being and my happiness. Switching, I do all the time. Now I'm switching on performing for you guys. Before I came here, I was just being, to fill myself up with energy, to never lose the connection, to never lose the opportunity of reflection. Because when the world is spinning, you need time to reflect. You need to connect to yourself to be able to make action. So dear spinning world, it's time for reflection. Thank you.